Hello. So you want to learn how to wall climb? Yeah, you're gonna do that. So it's pretty easy for the most part once you kind of get the hang of it. Um, so this is wall climbing. Very basic. That's it. It'll be a little harder if you do it without Rock Monkey to start out, but if you just kind of like follow along, that'll help. So first thing I like to tell people who ask. So first thing, pretend like there's a wall right in front of you, a real life wall. Like your nose is pressed up against it. You're on the wall. You can't move your hands into the wall because it's a wall. You can't do that. So you can't move your hands past your nose because your nose is touching the wall. You can't move your hands over here, but you can move them backwards. You can move them that way. Or you can move them above your head, below you. You can do all sorts of things. You just can't go past your face. So keep that in mind. Never put your hands like past your face when you're moving. So if you're doing the motion, don't stick your hand out in front of your face because then you'll fall. So first step, I like to take my hands, I like to put them right here, right next to my nose, like this. Should be like parallel here. And then the entire motion, it's just this. And when you get better or when you get more comfortable, you can find where you want to keep your hands. Maybe it'll be slightly in front of you. Maybe that wall I was talking about that you can't move your hands in front of is a little bit in front of you. You want to keep your hands here. That works too. So the motion is, let's pretend this is me facing this way. The entire motion is like down and away, like that. So look kind of like this if you're looking at a monkey doing it. And you can do it in these types of corners. The best place to start doing it, for me at least, is right here in one of these corners here, there, or another corner that's like 90 degrees. Because you can start by doing this. Might not be that easy. So get your motion, go up to the wall, hit to the wall, and just try to make that same motion. If you get it, great. Move on to the next bit. If you're having a hard time, keep your hands right there. Then when you get to the wall, wait a split second before you move. Like, wait for yourself to stick to the wall. The way I like to measure that time is when I jump on the wall, I start counting to 1 as fast as humanly possible. So just 1, really fast. And then I don't move while I'm saying 1, and I start saying 1 when I hit the wall. After I finish saying 1, that's when I move again. So it will look kind of like this. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And it'll allow you to stick to the wall. Hopefully that makes sense. If you had a really hard time with that, first it is helpful to learn over here. If you had a hard time with that, the first thing you need to know how to do is do the double walls. And I don't mean do them like that, like this. You need to learn how to do double walls like this. And in case you can't, it's really simple. Just take your hands, you go up to the wall, you get the wall, you just push away from it. It's that easy. So you get to this wall, you push away from it into the next wall, and you want to push down and away. So you go up. So you can just work on the first wall, down and away. And then see, I went up. Then you do it with 2 hands. See, I went even higher. And then you just keep doing the same motion until you do it. If it doesn't seem like you're going up that fast, you're probably doing this. You're like pushing side to side really quickly, which doesn't really make you go that high. So you need to work on pushing your hands down and away more. If you're doing this and you can't quite reach the second wall because you're going too high, you gotta get the nice angle. And if you're doing this and you're having a great time, then you fly off the wall. Just try to keep your hands right next to your shoulders. So my shoulders right here. This is how I move my arm. It's in line with my shoulders, so I don't push myself away. If I start like just swinging my arms wildly, I go flying. So once you get the hang of doing it in corners and doing the double walls, move on to the next bit, which is significantly harder. Any wall in the forest. A lot of people start doing it right here. Some people start here at this wall. Some people start there. The best place to start is over here at this wall, right by the stump. So your have your hands right here, motions down and away. So you go to do it, and you throw yourself completely away from the wall. So in order to keep yourself really close to the wall, and getting the motion right, you need to push yourself into the wall. So if you're hitting the wall and you're just flying away from it, it's because you're pushing away from the wall. You want to kind of move your hand with the wall in the direction you want to go. So if I'm on this wall and I want to go to that wall, I bring my hand flush along the wall in that direction, and I make sure my hand's hitting the wall. That's why on the last bit, I asked you to wait a split second. Doesn't have to be long and exaggerated. Even when I'm doing this, I can feel my hand vibrate and hit the wall and stick to it before I move. Because if I just start doing this, I fly off the wall. So you gotta wait that split second. So you have to really work on pushing yourself into the wall. And the entire motion, again, hands here, down and away. When you're bringing your hands back, don't make a wide arc with your arm. Just down and away, and then bring it right back. Down and away, bring it right back. So you're doing this, and then you can get a few, and it starts to look like you're kind of doing this, and you're going up a lot, because you're moving your hands like this, like straight down. You got to bring them more diagonally out and away, like that. And then if you are still throwing yourself away from the wall, go back to that step 1 and make sure you know how to use the double walls until you can do the last step in city well. Just keep working on it. Now, if you're making it really well up to here, let's say, and you just have no idea what to do from here because you're at the top, now where do you go? Next bit is called wall running. It's running along the wall, kind of like this. It's just running across a wall. It looks kind of easy. It takes a little bit to learn. So you can start from the bottom, which makes it a little easier to learn so you don't have to wall climb up. So to start doing it, you put yourself like right next to the wall so you can jump and hit the wall, wait that split second like you did with the wall climbing, and then move your hand straight down and like that. So the motion is kind of just like that. And I'm pulling my hand just a little bit into the wall. Not a lot, not so I'm doing this, but just enough so I, if it makes sense, like pull myself into the wall. So the motion is kind of like that. Like boom. And you do it again on the next wall, and then on the next wall. And when you are wall running, it is way easier if there's a slope to the wall. So right here, there's no slope to this wall. It's straight up and down. Straight up and down. It makes it way harder. But up here, over here, the wall has a slant to it. A slight little slant. So if you move your hand with the wall, you can pull yourself up and into the wall. If you push straight down, you'll go up, and that'll still work. But if you want to go up the wall, you can pull yourself into the wall a little bit. It might not sound like it makes any sense, but it will once you get the hang of wall climbing and you start to realize that you need to push yourself into the wall in front of you. It'll make sense. So when you're wall running, you go from this wall, you do the motion into the next wall, and then you should be a little bit higher. And when I say wall, I mean each of these kind of like faces. So there's a crack here, so that means this is a wall and that's a wall. And then there's a crack here, and then that's a wall. And this is one really long wall. So you can start here, and then throw yourself into the next bit, and then try to do it again into the next one, and then you're here. Which is great. And then you can work on trying to do it like or you can work on trying to get higher. So you hit there, then you get here, then you don't really know what to do. And then if you can make it, I'd say about to here, you're probably good enough to, once you get to the top of your wall run, to just start going across. See? Should be easy at this point. Again, when you're coming out of, or when you're doing your wall climbing and you get to the top, you gotta just pick a time that you want to go. So if I want to go this way, so over there, I need to pick a time when my hand hits the wall and I need to just go. So the next time my hand hits the wall, I am going to go. Boom. And then I just go into the wall running. You can't take your time on the wall to go like, okay, now I want to go. Because then your hand slips, and now I'm falling. Hopefully that made sense. And yeah, I think that's about it. Monkey.